In this video, as you can see, we're back in the Locksmith campaign that we've been doing most of the tutorials in earlier in the course. And as you can see, we're in the Locksmithing Leeds Locations campaign, and we're in the ad group Locksmithing Leeds. Now if we just look down here, you can see we have 2 ads in this ad group, and this is something that I recommend you always do have 2 ads per ad group at least, so you're constantly split testing. Now the reason for this is there's always going to be room for improvement, and it stands to reason that when you split test 2 things together, one is always going to come out on top. So the process of split testing ads should be a continual process. You split test 2 ads against each other, one ad will come out on top and perform better, so you pause the low performing ad and then replace the low performing ad with a new ad and then repeat the process again. So I'm going to show you the 2 main ways that you're going to be split testing ads. So the first way that you're going to be doing it, you can see right on the screen now. And as you can see, both of these ads are completely different. Different titles, different descriptions, and different display URLs. So essentially what we're doing here is we are doing a complete A/B test. These are totally different messages in the ads, obviously for the same service, for the Locksmithing Leeds, but the message in the ad is different. One of them's offering a best price guarantee and saying that they'll be out in 20 minutes. The other is a friendly local locksmith that doesn't offer any call-out charge. So both of them have their features and benefits in there and their different calls to action. But at the same time, although they are both for Locksmithing Leeds, the message is very different. Now what will happen when these ads run is one is going to perform better than the other. Now we don't know before we start running traffic to the ads which ad will be the best. So we would run some traffic and then judge on the data that comes into the account which of these ads is the top performer. And the way we would do that is by looking at things like the click-through rate, the cost per click, the average position, and also the conversion data, including the cost per conversion and the conversion rate. So for example, if we were looking at the click-through rate, we might have one ad that has a 3% click-through rate and one that has a 2% click-through rate. Now, obviously the ad with a higher click-through rate is more beneficial because we can potentially get more traffic from it. It's obviously more relevant to what the user's looking for, that the users are engaging with it better. And this will reflect in the quality of the campaign. It's going to affect your quality score, which in turn can mean that you're going to appear in better positions and also pay less per click potentially. So this is good, but click-through rate is only a very small part of this. And what it really boils down to is conversions, because click-through rate is not what's going to generate sales and leads. The conversion section is where we really need to be looking. Let's imagine that the top one here has a 3% click-through rate, and the bottom one here has a 2% click-through rate. So on click-through rate, the top one's performing better, but let's say we come over here, and this only has 1 conversion, and this one has 4 conversions. Click-through rate's not really going to matter in that instance. Clearly the one that has the most conversions is the highest performing. But at this point you could ask the question, well, why does the other ad have a better click-through rate and why is this getting a better conversion rate? And that could be the idea for your next ad. You could try and use some element of the ad with the high click-through rate and try and merge that in some way with the ad with the high conversion rate. So that would be the first way that you test ads. It would be starting with 2 completely different ads and then just essentially testing them against each other until you find the message that performs the best. And then you can use the data to make your next decision. So after you've done that, you could again run a very similar test and just create another completely different ad. Or alternatively, if you feel like you've found a good ad that's performing well for you, you can try and improve on that specific ad. Now the way you would do this is not by changing the ad, but instead we'd come up here, create another text ad, and this would create a duplicate ad, as we can see here, and we would do very small changes. So for example, maybe we would change call to phone. So that would be one variation of the ad. We have phoners now, callers now. Then we could make another one. We'll change that back to call. Maybe we could change that to call now. And you could carry on in this fashion, just making a single change to each ad. So as you can see there, we've created 3 ads that are almost identical. The only thing that's different is this one has a different display URL, and this one here, instead of saying call us, says phone us. So there's many different changes you could make in these ads. You could make an infinite number of variations by just changing single words or changing little things like punctuation. Perhaps you could change a full stop for a comma, or maybe you could remove the exclamation mark from the end. You could create another ad that has www in front of it. So what you do in this situation is perhaps create a few more ads. You might have 4 or 5 ads that you run all at once. And basically what you're doing is you're just testing individual changes in your best ad copy. And at the end, eventually one of them's going to win. And then you just repeat the process. You can either carry on with this, or perhaps you have another idea for some new ad copy that you want to try. The point is this: split testing ads is extremely important. It's going to be one of the fastest ways you can make a big impact in your campaign. The right ad copy can literally double conversions, double click-through rate. It can be the thing that changes a break-even campaign into a moneymaker. So definitely always be testing new ads, and you're going to go far with your campaign. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.